Good evening. Welcome to the live stream. Hope everyone's doing that good. Hopefully my streaming software is going to pick the game up any second. I'm alive. Thank you, Craig. And just about on time too. Come on, why isn't it picking it up? Why isn't it picking it up? We're pretty much on time. I don't know if my that's working. Game capture. BY. Try that one. There we go. How is everyone? Howdy, howdy, Terry. I feel well too proud of the fact that I finally flirted with an elven servant in Dragon Age Origins. Yeah, it's really a shame what happens to her. Diana, nice to see you. Fabian, welcome. Curtis is doing okay. Right. Spoilers. Spoilers for a 12-year-old game. I do apologise. Who was it going to be? Actually, I don't know what I'm doing there. I need to be... creating a match. That's what I need to be doing. Three-day weekend, so you can't complain. Oh, I'm so jealous. So jealous. Who we got tonight? Who's playing tonight? Are you playing tonight, Craig? So it looks like go solo. Could be a very short stream if I did that. Okay, I probably should do my introductions and then get myself into the Discord, shouldn't I? So yeah, welcome to the live stream. If this is your first time here, do a weekly Mass Effect multiplayer live stream, and working on a bit of a new format at the moment for videos. So we have a 1 week where we're going to be doing a couple of live streams, multiplayer live stream on a Saturday, and then like a story live stream during the week. We're looking at Beyond the Relays and Andromeda at the moment, and then the following week will be a video, maybe 2 videos, depending on how much I get done during that time. So hopefully it works out quite well. But yeah, you can come and join us in the Discord. There is a link at the pinned comment, so you can come and listen to us there. And I'm going to jump into our Discord chat now so you can hear what's going on as well. Right, Diana's here. She's ready and waiting. Craig will be here in just a moment. So while we're waiting for people, we'll choose which character I'm going to be. Any suggestions? Anybody who'd like to see playing? Oh, the Solarian. I haven't actually been the Solarian for a while. I don't really like the decoy. I don't see the point in it. I'm sure it's probably a good thing, but into mode, guest turret, arc grenade, and incinerate.
Hey, Tim.
Hey there, Curtis.
How does this mic sound to you?
It's pretty clear that. Yeah, pretty clear.
Yeah, this is that new mic I got.
Invite game, 2 seconds, and start first round. Okay, no worries. Equipment, right. Ammo bonus. Oh, still on 50-50 on the old poll for should Shepard come back or not. It'd be interesting by the end of the night to see what we're up to there. That's the topic of today's conversation, by the way. So yeah, I put a video out yesterday, I think it was, saying that Shepard should stay dead. So now I thought we'd continue the conversation today. We'll have some drill rounds.
Yeah. I'll be back in a minute. I gotta reboot this thing. Being stubborn today.
And take a pistol with us. Rifle. Right, what weapons we got? I'm getting bored of all these weapons. I want something new. I do want something new. Riker assault rifle. I don't think I've used that one for a while. Nothing to improve on there. Well, I think it might just be Diana for the time being. We'll get a round started anyway, and I'm sure the other guys can jump in as and when. Okay, it's actually me that's on time for once. Ready. The only one to see Shepard is if the child of Liara and the commander.
Can you invite me again, Tim? I had to go on EA Play because Origin is giving me fits today.
Oh, we've started now, mate. I don't think I can. I can probably tab out, but yeah, I think you might be able to. Should be able to just jump straight in if you find me on your friends list.
Yeah, you're on here. Let me try it. See.
You can join from the friends list for this.
On the EA Play.
Oh, I forgot this gun packs a bit of a punch. Maybe not such a good idea to have a scope on it. Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Enemies down. Good shooting. Clear. Stay alert. Enemy is regrouping. Enemies inbound. Yes, understood. Hostile.
I think she made the child near the end of Mass Effect 3. That's probably a good question. Will we see a child of Liara? And could it be that the Liara that we see in the trailer, could that be Liara's child? Ugh. Like that. Me and Dan are here, and I get the 10 assists. Ah.
Squad member down.
Oh,
Squad member in trouble.
oh, I've got quite a bit of lag on it though.
Enemy is still active. Stay alert.
Oh, Manning's here.
Experimental compounds was lost in this area. Find it and bring it back. Good job. Get back to the evac zone. Find it. Nice job. Get back to the extractions. Squad member has lost the object. Find it. Good job. Get back to the evac zone. You can object has been dropped. Get over there. Good job. Get back to the evac. Good work. Confirmation object has been recovered. We have intel that the kids lost a device in this area. We need that object. Find it. Good work. Now get back to the extraction. Nice object has been dropped. Get over there. You got it. Now get back to the extraction. Squad, you got it. Now get back to squad member has lost the object. Good job. Get back to the evac zone. Green light on object. Good job.
You guys hear me all right?
Can do, yeah.
Team member is hurt.
So yeah, quite a few comments on the video. Quite some people for Shepard come back, some against it.
Outstanding work. Enemy is still active. Stay alert.
I really think it's a fantastic opportunity for new characters to rise up.
Yeah, so where do we stand? Have we come to a consensus yet on how people feel about if Shepard should or shouldn't come back?
I think the jury's still out on it at the minute. It's 50-50 on the poll.
I mean, I get why people would want Shepard to come back, but I think it almost in a way cheapens what Shepard did in the trilogy if you just keep trotting him or her out endlessly.
I see Shepard must live. So the difference between Shepard living and bringing Shepard back for the next game. I'm all up for a Shepard living and maybe having some references, or maybe even a cameo spot or something. Maybe you can see him on a vid screen or something like that. But not as a playable character.
Enemy forces down to 1. Top marks, team.
I mean, it's like,
Regrouping.
are you familiar with Disney's Aladdin?
Yes.
Do you remember the joke? I don't know if you watch Family Guy, but Family Guy did a cutaway joke once where they were like, coming soon, Aladdin 7, Jafar may need glasses. And like they were making fun of like if you keep having the same characters in things for forever, eventually they just run out of things to do and then it just becomes like comical.
See, I've only ever watched the very first Aladdin because I thought anybody else playing the genie it wouldn't work. Play great. I think that's said with a very firm tongue in cheek. Pretty sure you're thinking of the remake. No, the original cartoon. It was Robin Williams, wasn't it, that did the voice for the genie, the original. Then they did like Return of Jafar and Jafar.
Didn't James Woods do the voice of Jafar, or was he Hades? I forget.
I think he was Jafar, wasn't he?
God, the collectors are so loud, I can't hear anything.
I've got a good proper kickback on this. Right. Shepard and the squad map. See, somebody else commented on the video, which actually was a very good point. They said if they didn't bring Shepard back, but they brought some of the original crew back, that could make their new protagonist be overshadowed. So then you've kind of got a bit of a dilemma. Do you bring? I mean, the chances are that Liara is going to be brought back at some point. But whenever it's set, do you bring back any of the old crew?
My response to that would be, for anyone who likes Star Trek, how did you feel whenever anyone from the 60s show occasionally showed up on TNG?
It was. I always found that it was a welcome nod. You know, a welcome.
I guess, yeah, but that's a fine knife's edge to walk between wanting to like pay homage or give a nod to the originals while also maybe overstepping your bounds.
Of course, there's a nice be for some of the old companions to appear. I mean, I think probably like if Garrus was in it, it was not set too far afterwards, and all you're hearing is Shepard this and Shepard that.
I would also be curious to know, for the people who want Shepard back in a main role, how they felt about Sarah and Scott Ryder, and if they didn't like them, how much of them not liking them was solely just based on the fact that they weren't Shepard.
I think there was some issue with Ryder and actually Bartu.
See,
I was just going to say, like, I mean, with Ryder, I think it had the kind of issue of you couldn't pick a backstory for him, so it did feel a little less personal.
it's a little hard to hear them. I didn't quite catch what you said.
Okay, I wasn't. Is that better?
Yeah.
I do think with Ryder there might have been kind of an issue, because I struggled a little bit to feel personal with Ryder because you couldn't pick their backstory.
Squad member in trouble.
I thought you could pick a backstory for them, but it kind of all kind of morphs into one though, doesn't it? They're always going to be a peacekeeper, but
I think as a combat class you could pick, but their backstory was always they were guarding a relay, I think.
Team member is
this is silver. This is silver. This one.
I do hate the collectors.
I think we had them quite a lot last time. Last week.
I do think Ryder gets too much hate though. I agree with you there, man.
I think the problem with Ryder is that, yeah, if you're going to be comparing him to Shepard, he's far too young and inexperienced, which I suppose they probably were trying to get you the player to be more, to be able to incorporate your personality a bit more, rather than Shepard, who's a veteran N7 soldier with already has that
precisely.
commanding. But it's
In a lot, sorry,
I was just say it's not what people don't want. That they don't want to be this new rookie, you know. In this kind of universe, it's you want to feel that you're, you know, the N7 operative that can go out there and save the galaxy and not get second guessed or be goofy or I don't know. Some people really like that idea. I mean, I don't find anything particularly bad about him. It's just I just think it's probably the youngness and I'm babbling now. Look, I can't. You can tell I can't multitask. What was you going to say, Manny? Help me out.
I was
here.
just going to say, like, precisely for the reasons you just said, in a lot of ways, I find Ryder more relatable than Shepard. Because, I mean, like, just look at it just from Shepard, like, just for a quick example, how old were you the first time you played Mass Effect 1? I was 24.
2007, when I say I'll be 26.
Yeah, so I mean, like, Shepard is amazing, but when you first play that, when you play the game, I mean, Shepard was 5 years older than me when I played that game. I mean, like, when you play Mass Effect 1, Shepard's a couple months from 30 and a grizzled vet, and regardless of your playstyle, Renegon or Paragon or whatever, or your backstory, there's still a grizzled mercenary who's got, and I like Ryder being 22 because, I mean, being 22, I think, and like Ryder's also technically military, but also not really military. So, I mean, it's just a more relatable character being this young, new kid, literally. I mean, like, when I was 22, all I cared about was, like, if I was going to get laid and where my next case of beer was coming from. I mean, when I was 30, I had a mortgage and, like, a wife, and, you know, I find Ryder in a lot of ways more relatable just because of how young they are.
I swear I went into
I don't know if
trouble.
that makes sense, or maybe it's just me.
You think Ryder might have got forced into it? I think Cora was supposed to be the next M7, wasn't she?
She was supposed to be the next Pathfinder, yeah.
Diana says I don't think it's about age.
I think my issue with Ryder is I see what they were trying to do, but I do think that maybe there should have been a bit more of a struggle for Ryder as being a leader. Like, there was one cutscene where it's a little bit awkward because people don't know that Ryder hasn't dismissed them or whatever, but I feel like we needed a bit more of that, like more of an arc of Ryder struggling to lead people, but like being by the end Ryder becomes a great leader.
I think you get glimpses of that, don't you? Like when he called a meeting and then they all disappear and he's like, oh, okay.
That's what I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
You get that awkward cutscene, but it feels like there should be a bit more than just that, you know? And I'm dead again. I mean, what they could have done maybe is, actually, does anyone know the age difference between Cora and Ryder out of curiosity?
The Ryder twins are 22. Their birthday's March 21st, 2185, and I think it's either 3 or 4, but Cora's a little bit older, 3 or 4 years.
Right. Because I was thinking, like, if you really want to show sort of Ryder trying to fit their father's boots, I guess, maybe a good way of doing it would be like Cora's kind of the second in command who's doing most of the legwork for the most part of the beginning of the game. And even like when Ryder's at their lowest point, Cora says, "Why don't you let me take over?" kind of thing. And Ryder considers it, but has like a moment of, you know, great power, great responsibility kind of thing.
They kind of touch on that depending on how involved or how much you talk with Cora. Because she initially starts off bitter as hell that Alec picked you instead of her.
And she's done all the training. You know she's an Asari commando.
No way.
Yeah, it sounded like Cora was kind of like a little bit disappointed looking.
Shepard is the face and the icon of Mass Effect. He's like the Master Chief in Halo. I don't agree with that. I think, yeah, all right, we've had a trilogy of games, but I mean, like, who would you say is the face of Dragon Age?
Even Halo changed protagonist
Eric.
in Halo Reach.
Eric.
Even Halo had a different protagonist in Halo Reach. You had the Noble Six in Halo Reach, and everyone I know likes Halo Reach.
Yeah, Halo Reach is a brilliant game.
I would almost argue I don't know if this is going to be a controversial opinion, but I always found, just because Master Chief is faceless and never talks, in a way, I always kind of found the Arbiter to be the main character of the trilogy.
Yeah, I do love the Arbiter. I kind of liked.
Tim, go.
I've heard that some people criticize Chief in later games because they tried to make him more human and talk more often, but I kind of liked it because when you do have a faceless protagonist, it's kind of hard to grow attached. As it is.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
Also, Tim, what did you say about Asari Commandos a minute ago? I had a Scion screaming in my ear.
I was just saying, did you know that Cora was an Asari commando?
Oh yeah, did you know she? Not only did I know she was an Asari Commando, I also know she served on Port Lorama in Haitiana.
Did she?
Yep.
Team member offline. Help is on the way. Reposition to LZ.
Behind you, Diana. There's a lot everywhere. Yeah, there's an abomination. I don't know if she killed that.
Did you also know that Cora was the biggest person in her unit because, according to the canon, on average, the average Asari is 3 inches and 15 pounds, 3 inches shorter and 15 pounds lighter than the average human female?
No.
Hashtag random nonsense that's in the codex for some reason. Although I guess technically it is world building.
Really should read more codex entries, especially in Andromeda.
I don't think I've
Some of
ever
the
sat
codex
down and
entries are
read
like
the...
super interesting. Like I know I've mentioned it before, and I don't know if anyone actually has, but if you ever go back to Mass Effect 1, and like the codex entry for what Metagel actually is hilarious. Like if that ever actually existed, I would be addicted to it in like 2 seconds.
Surely that's a thing in universe. Someone's addicted to it.
Hey Tim,
Yeah.
do you know how you make holy water?
No.
You take regular tap water and then boil the hell out of it.
Oh dear.
You know, just from the way that you said, "Hey Tim," I just knew a joke was coming.
That's kind of my. I've gone back and watched some of the older streams, and like I think that's going to be like my new thing. Because right before I tell like a really awful dad joke, I seem to have all. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but I always seem to preface it by saying, "Hey Tim."
Just give us a moment to mentally prepare for it.
Yeah, for how awful it is.
So it's not about age, it's about personality, says Diana. I take it you didn't like Ryder's personality. Does I assume because they're twins, I assume that they're going to have separate personalities, like both Scott and what's her name? Sarah.
I think Ryder also, like, whilst Ryder's very fun, I think it was almost like, I think Ryder needed some sort of down-to-earth serious moments as well. You know, like, Shepard has that moment where Well, actually, Shepard has a couple of moments, don't they? Like, in the first game when they're grounded and Shepard, it's fed up and angry at the council for grounding the ship and whatever, and the moment on Thessia in 3 where like they think that they've lost, and like I think Ryder needed that kind of moment.
Well, I mean, Ryder kind of has that in that, like, first of all, their dad dies, and you're like right there.
Well, yeah,
And
they seem to get over that quite quickly.
yeah, I mean, that's true. And I know there's that infamous meme with Addison once you get to the Nexus. But I mean, like, I think it's like, I don't know. I think maybe it's because I think I identified a little bit with Ryder too, because like some people deal with tragedy, like with comedy. And I kind of feel Ryder has a bit of that.
Thanks
And
a lot,
it's the same way,
Max.
like, sorry?
Sorry, I was just saying. I think it was Max. Oh, Mac. I can't pronounce that. I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher your name now. But thank you for coming anyway. Sorry, carry on, Manning.
Yeah, so I was just going to say, it's like how Liam is the same way. Like, Liam's the biggest dork in the galaxy. I mean, but it's not like it's not that he doesn't take things seriously. He just, when things get like at their worst, he responds with comedy and stupid humor. And like me personally, I kind of am the same way. Maybe that's why I identify with Liam and kind of liked Ryder too, because like, I mean, you're thrown in the middle of a galaxy. Your dad just died trying to save your life. Everything's gone to crap. I mean, like, all you can do is just laugh. I don't know, like, is that weird?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe then they're like I get it, and I like Liam for being the fun guy, but I do feel like maybe there needs to be more characters that are taking what's going on more seriously, though.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. And I think there are. I mean, like, Vetra, like, is colder than ice until you finally get her to warm up a little bit. Korra is, like, super bitch for, like, the first half of the game. I mean, I think there is, like, a nice balance between, because, like, yes, on one hand you have Liam and PB, but then on the other hand there's Korra and Vetra.
Enemy forces are advancing. Secure the area.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think depending how you play your rider can kind of be like, he or she might lean a little bit one way or the other, but is kind of a happy balance. Also, Tim, we're on your favorite map.
Yeah. I reached points in Andromeda where I'm like, I didn't want to talk or do anything anymore. Blimey. See, I must admit, it doesn't hold my attention like the trilogy does. But I think...
How much of that, though, is just because the Ket are admittedly very underwhelming villains? Like, if the Archon was actually interesting, I think it would hold your attention a lot more than it does.
Yeah,
That's a pretty
probably.
major issue. That's a pretty major issue in the game, though, isn't it? Like, you need a compelling villain to, drive the story.
I mean, to be fair, I almost felt like the stuff with the Ket was, like, annoying, and it kind of pissed me off, because every time I had to do something Ket related or with the Archon, I was like, oh, get this over with. I want to go learn more about the Remnant, because I felt the Remnant were like a million times more interesting.
Oh yeah, 100% agree there.
After the Ket base, Ryder is serious with the Ket and the Moshi. And if you use the answers on the right, those responses are not jokey. Left responses are the light-hearted responses.
Yeah, I kind of meant like in sort of like one-liner things that you don't choose, like, for example, while you're fighting and Ryder's saying this and that. But yeah, I do take your point now. Like you can lean riders dialogue in certain directions as well.
Yep.
I guess at the end of the day, my point, or all I want to say is, if your reason for not liking Ryder is they aren't Shepard, then that's kind of weak, and I don't think you're really giving Ryder a fair shake.
I'm not even saying that I don't like Ryder. I'm just saying that I don't see Ryder as like, I don't feel as attached to Ryder because of just the mix of a few things. Like it might just depend on who it is who's playing as them, but like I kind of wanted to play as someone a bit more serious and grounded, I guess.
I mean, yeah, but depending how you play Shepard, you can make Shepard be kind of a dork and an idiot who doesn't take anything seriously either.
That's all of them. Good work. Enemy is still active.
True, but like I said, like Shepard seems to have more of those moments where even if you're like making certain dialogue choices, Shepard has to have moments of feeling like vulnerable or weak, or like the whole dream sequence thing in Mass Effect 3, and I know that's a controversial topic, but like Shepard's really dealing with loss in different ways. And
Yeah, I 100% agree. Like, I personally love the dream sequences specifically because they show, like, as much as Shepard tries to be like this invincible thing, that nothing ever bothers him or her and all that, it really shows how weak they are.
It humanises them, doesn't it?
exactly, yeah.
But I think probably that's a failure of the lack of the Paragon and Renegade system in Andromeda, is that you don't have that distinction of making personality changes for Ryder. Yeah, you've got the different options and that, but it doesn't really seem to change the way that they act. I think Dragon Age 2 had the best one, where they stacked it depending on your choices. You had aggressive, funny, or what was
I
it?
thought Dragon Age Origins did a brilliant job there. Especially with the playable origin stories as well.
I mean, I guess, though, if you're going to say that, though, then you also have to admit that Dragon Age Origins, and I guess Dragon Age 2 as well, also kind of suffered a little bit from, you can literally make your character be, like, ridiculously silly and not take anything serious.
Well, yeah, and like, but you have complete control over that as well.
With Dragon Age 2, if you picked like the sarcastic response so many times, by so long between the act, at a certain point in the act of the game, because it stacks, your character then in the cutscenes. What?
You didn't do the objective.
Oh. Oops. Yeah, so at a certain point it would cut off in that act, and then all the cutscenes that you didn't control, whether your Hawk was speaking, they would speak in the style that you've been choosing, which I thought was absolutely fantastic way, because then it cements your personality in the game. So not at some point you're not going like a super nice Hawk and then all of a sudden coming out with some random character. You know, it completely doesn't sound like your character, because that's what's pre-scripted in the cutscene and stuff. But they've not done it since. They only kind of use it for that one game, and then that's it.
Somebody, did you leave, Manning?
Yeah, my ISP's been acting up. I'm coming back in game right now, but it thought I lost my internet connection. I don't know what happened.
Hmm.
But I'm rejoining right now.
Okay. We'll
But I think
restart
one
that
thing I don't like. On one hand, I love the Paragon Renegade thing, and on the other hand, I kind of hate it a little bit because it's like it forced, like, because not everything's black and white. Like, I kind of liked Andromeda's conversation options where there was no quote unquote good or evil. There was like, it was more like subtle, I guess.
Hmm. Yeah, we have some very interesting conversations. We should start a podcast or something.
If we need to work out a way of doing the next one, don't we? Well, I'm going to stay as that. We'll restart and then we'll get with Diana back in for the.
Oh,
the
did
one
we?
after.
Did we fail the mission? Because right when my internet cut out for that half second, I was in the process of sniping the last Marauder, but I know there was only like 10 seconds left.
Yeah,
we failed.
I wasn't keeping an eye on the objective at all.
Honestly,
I was after him too till
To be fair, I picked the entirely. I thought I picked a completely different character than I did, so I was playing from under the gun from the get. I thought I was a Quarian infiltrator, but I was a Quarian marksman.
Hey there, Cheaper. Nice to see you. Not being Shepard was the reason why I quit. Neither the bugs or the graphics than before. Oh, that's fair. I mean, I completely understand why some people really want Shepard and back in the next game. I feel that it might just undermine what they've done and make their legacy for the trilogy a bit more diluted, I think.
Yeah, but I
You mean
think
like how? Sorry.
I was just going to say, I think Diana's saying that it wasn't Shepard not being there that was the reason. Like,
I think though,
it's other
like,
things.
sorry.
No, go on.
I was gonna say, like, first of all, just to the previous point, it's like, I think we can all agree, like, setting all the political nonsense aside, or whatever you think about Rian Johnson or J.J. Abrams, Star Wars 7, 8, and 9 did not do any favors to Luke Skywalker's legacy.
Yeah.
And then, to the second point, I get, yes, I'll be the first person to admit that Andromeda, did it launch with bugs? Yes. But, in fairness, every game launches with bugs. I mean, like, we've all played Bethesda games, and at least the Andromeda bugs, for the most part, were silly. Like, whether it's Shepard crab walking, or, like, the hilarious facial animations,
My face
or
is tired.
whatever. I mean, nothing was game-breaking. There were just silly and memeable things. There's a reason there's still memes, like, now, almost 6 years later. They're not, like, Skyrim corrupts your saves every 36 seconds. I mean, like, at least Andromeda didn't do that. So if you're complaining that sometimes your Shepard crab walked or sometimes the facial animations were silly, I mean, I think you're really scraping the bottom of the barrel as far as reasons to complain about the game. And all of that got patched out right quick.
Yeah, I think Diana was saying the opposite of that, though, that there were reasons that weren't those reasons that she didn't agree with it.
Speaking of the Archon, did anyone else want him to say end of line when he was done talking, or does anyone else get that reference? No, it's over my head, that one.
I want to say that sounds vaguely familiar, but I can't place it.
I didn't by my disruptor rounds in time.
High-value location has been compromised. This area is unsecured. Get down
Man, is
there
this the
and
only
engage
map we
the
get? I think at the end of the day, the best way to summarize Andromeda is if anyone watches Angry Joe when he did his review of it, at the very end he just said, this game's not great, but it's also not like the 0 out of 10 that everyone says it is. He's like, it's a 7. And if you're a really big fan of Mass Effect, it might even be an 8. I mean, like, it's not great, it's not good, it has issues, but it's not as bad as IGN and Polygon and Eurogamer and everyone said it was.
I never really agree with IGN.
Yeah, I've not actually just watched their reviews for a long time, actually.
I mean, like, Angry Joe hates everything, and even he said the game was a 7, maybe an 8.
It's such a shame that the game set Mass Effect back as far as it did there.
I think it's a big missed opportunity. If they'd done it right and done it well, it could have been, you know, the start of the next trilogy of games and that.
If you want to, like, start nitpicking, I mean, like, there's missed opportunities in everything. Like, Mass Effect 2, I think, got a 96 out of 100 on Metacritic, and there are missed opportunities in that game. Oh my god.
So yeah, Mass Effect 2 is my favourite of the trilogy, but the story, the overall story, it doesn't really add much to the complete narrative of the trilogy. But then I suppose it's one of those kind of middle games, isn't it? Where you can't have a definitive ending.
Yeah, it's the Empire Strikes Back of the Mass Effect.
I mean, it's like not only does every companion in Mass Effect 2 like expand the galaxy, but each companion feels like an underdog in their own way. And I'm dead. You know, Jack's got a traumatic past. Grunt is struggling to, you know, find his family or his clan. Fane's dying. Samara's got that thing with her daughters, which, you know, Samara's not the most interesting companion, but she's got that.
Yeah,
Like,
it's more about the personal story, isn't it, Mass Effect 2, rather than the Reaper story.
Yeah, I mean, like, and that as far as pacing of the trilogy goes, that makes sense, because the first game, you're, like, kind of figuring out what the Reapers are. The second game, you're doing what you can to prepare, and then the third game is war.
Ow. Oh, it's kind of...
Oh, Tim. I cannot get to you.
I brought some med packs this time. I'm really in the wrong place here. I need to move.
I have Metagel, but is anyone near me? Just... Alright, never mind, I'm coming up.
I saw like the hordes of enemies around you, Tim, and I was like, nope, I cannot.
But yeah, for like for the next game, for the next Mass Effect game. I can't see them doing something like a Mass Effect 2 where it is smaller personal stories. I think that they'll want to go big again, won't they? You can't go from Reapers, saving the galaxy from the Reapers to something small and like stopping a smuggling ring and
I mean,
sorting
like
out
I
some
mentioned,
criminals on Amiga for Aria or something like that. Doing busy work.
Yeah, I think it's a big shame that they're not going to get an opportunity to take some risks with this next game. I feel they're going to have to be as risk-free as possible with it, which is a shame because taking risks can, lead to better storytelling, in my opinion.
I was just going to say, like I commented on your video yesterday or the day before, whenever it was, I think there's still an opportunity to do something smaller scale and tell, like, personal stories. Like, I mean, like I said, I can't be the only person. Like, the Citadel has 5 wards, 6 if you count the Presidium, and each one is its own unique city with millions of people. And I mean, throughout the trilogy, you see like 4% of it. If you had a game that was contained solely to the Citadel and had like an interesting story about it, I think that could do well.
It's a risk, though, isn't
I can't be the
it?
only person who just wants to see more of the Citadel.
When you've already established your yeah, when you've already established that you can fly to different planets and you have your own ship and exploration's part of it, then to set a game that's just set in one location, is it a risk, do you think, that they would take?
But I mean, like I said, Armando Bailey is one of the most popular characters in the entire franchise, and he's just like some dude who works a desk job. So I mean, like, you can't tell me there's not a market for like a smaller scale, less galaxy in peril kind of game.
I think as a AAA title, it's going to be all too tempting to do something that tries to one-up the Reapers, though.
Sensors tell me only one left.
Yeah, I mean, if they come out with a game and it's like, oh, you thought the Reapers were bad, well, like, oh, here are the Super Reapers. I mean, like, that's just gonna be stupid.
Do what I found it. It's like, this is Reaper X.
Enemy is still active. Stay alert.
I mean, like, it's almost like you're falling into like Resident Evil territory, where it's like in the first game there was the T virus, and they're like, oh well, we have to go bigger. So then in the second game there was the G virus, and now we're like at the point where Wesker can like teleport and have giant 10-foot monster tentacles come out of his mouth. I mean, like, it eventually you just get so far that it stops being what you wanted. It just becomes like a mockery of itself.
Squad member has flatlined.
Mass Effect Andromeda is my second favourite Mass Effect game behind Mass Effect 3. Dino Crisis was so boring to me that even the dinosaurs appeared. I still felt bored. I liked Dino Crisis, but I found it too hard at the time. I haven't played it since like when it first came out. But I can remember thinking, oh, I'm going to like this because it's just like Resident Evil, but with dinosaurs. And yeah, I couldn't get on with it.
If you like dinosaurs, dinosaurs in Resident Evil, you'd love Dino Crisis.
Hey there, Nico. I love Mass Effect 2, but Mass Effect 3 is by far my personal favourite. I love the conclusion given to all the story arcs, despite all three endings being the same issue. I really enjoy Mass Effect 3. I do enjoy it, and I know people get really bent out of shape with the endings and that, but I would play the Destroy ending. I think to me that is the only ending, and if you're going to go in with that kind of mindset of which ending, every ending you choose, that's the one that it was always deemed to be, then you can't really be disappointed. And to me, Destroy is because Shepard, right at the very start, the very first time you meet Sovereign, he turns around to him and says, "You are a machine, and machines can be broken." There's never any doubt of controlling them, controlling them or siding with them, or...
You don't think that's a little bit close-minded though? Like, because not everything's cut and dry. Like, you can't go in, like, how many times in just your day-to-day life do you say, okay, I'm gonna go do X, Y, and Z, and you're expecting there to only be one way to do it, but then as you're doing it, alternatives make themselves apparent.
Or when you set yourself a list of things to do and you only do 2 of them.
It would be like...
We set yourself a list of things to do, and then you sit and play games all afternoon.
It would be like, imagine, like, I have a funny meme, and it's like, oh, by the way, Craig, sorry you're by yourself. I tried to revive myself, but I died in such a funny position. I was trying to take a screenshot and got stepped on before I could hit my metagel.
No pressure.
But it's like, I have a funny meme, and it's like, imagine if Mass Effect 3's ending happened in Lord of the Rings. And it was like, so your options are destroy evil, but all dwarves die, combine good and evil, or I forget what the third one was, but like off the top of my head, but it was like the same kind of thing. Like, you can't just say, oh, the Reapers are bad, so we're gonna kill them. Like, the Reapers aren't even necessarily evil, they're just doing what they were built to do. And like, that's why, like, as much as you love the Destroy ending, I love the Control ending, and it has nothing to do with the fact that that's the one the Elusive Man wanted. It's because, to me, the Control ending makes the most sense.
And nothing to do with what the Elusive Man wanted.
No, the Control ending is the only... the Control ending, in a nutshell, all it does is it leaves literally everything status quo, and then it allows all the races... takes the Reapers out of the equation, but then allows all the races to like regroup, take stock of where they are, and figure it out on their own. It doesn't kill anybody, it doesn't destroy anything, it doesn't set up any other nonsense, it doesn't force machines and humans to meld together. It just lets everybody sort it out themselves, and to me that just seemed like the logical choice.
Mateo, nice to see you. Just as you joined, Tim died. Yeah. So, yeah, must be your fault. Your fault that I died. For me, the ending is my ending as well, especially if you achieve the best ending. Dinosaur also chooses Destroy. I seem to be having an Anderson versus Elusive Man situation right now.
I always skip the last Renegade trigger in Mass Effect 3 and let the Elusive Man kill Anderson, so then I never have to sit through his like cringy and like vomit-inducing "I'm proud of you" speech, so I never have an Elusive Man Anderson issue.
Yeah, we've heard that one.
I know, I just know how much you love talking about it.
Yep.
I think that even though the Reapers are doing what they were designed to do, there are consequences, and for that, their own destruction may be the direct consequence. It's good logic.
But it's almost like, I don't know, I don't know if you live anywhere like where there's like a lot of forested area, but it's like sometimes you need like to have a small controlled fire to improve the overall health of the forest. I mean, like that's essentially all the Reapers are.
I can honestly say I've never heard anybody suggest that a forest fire would help a forest.
Yeah, sometimes you need a fire to like burn down excess growth and just improve the because I mean, if you have, it's the same thing like I don't know if you have a garden, but like if you grow like radishes or potatoes or whatever, sometimes you have to go in and take the small plants out so that the regular sized plants can like grow to like their fullest so that you can actually get your radishes or potatoes or whatever.
Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, no. Okay, so.
Yeah, Medigel. Oh, no.
No, I have Medigel. I'm gonna use it because we're not
I feel
losing
really
this.
terrible for missing my Medigel because like this wave would have been over like ages ago, and now I don't really want to. I hope we don't lose.
Every time you grill Tim from now on, I'm gonna remind you of this.
I did get a
Too
screenshot.
busy
of it.
taking
I posted in
screenshots.
the Discord. My Asari died in such a ridiculous position that it literally made me drop my mouse on the floor. I had to get a picture of it. So, but I guarantee. Oh, there we go.
Hey,
We're going to
well
win this.
done. See,
We're
it's
going
Diana's,
to win this match. I refuse to lose.
Diana's
Hey, we did it.
words of encouragement has saved you there, man.
Now, everyone, please like the stream. I sacrificed my Medigel. I don't think I've got any left, actually.
Probably not after that run. Oh, right, we've got some devices. Better take out the devices and not... Ow.
I already got one of them.
Destroys the best ending.
Ah.
Yes. Yes, I completely agree.
Oh, damn it.
Team member has gone dark.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Guys,
There's a Scion. Oh, there, I see it. I'm gonna kill it. Get the thing, Tim. I'm gonna take the Scion out.
Alright. Where is it?
Are we sure we're going to trust him with this?
Ow. Ow.
Team member offline.
Tim's down.
I understand why the peel behind... Okay, that's...
Behind that target now.
Getting a bit fed up for these sounds.
Down there, look. I understand the appeal behind the control ending, and I feel it's more compelling when the Elusive Man presents it, because he's such a good character, and Mark Sheen is amazing. So it's all about delivery. It could be the worst plan in the world, but as long as it's delivered by somebody that sounds like they know what they're doing.
Well, I mean, like, it's like on paper, me personally as an individual, the synthesis ending is beautiful. Like, it merges everything. It's like you achieve, like, true enlightenment. The only reason I don't pick it is because I know, like, I don't feel qualified to make that change, because that forces a change on literally trillions of people, and who probably don't want it, and I don't feel qualified to make that judgment for them.
Sensors tell me only one outstanding work.
Oh, I could have revived you.
Enemy is still active.
That was a new round anyway, wasn't it?
There are entirely too many Scions. Like, I wish there were more Praetorians. The Scions just drive me insane.
Why is people so opposed to things ending better than
Team member has gone dark.
overstaying their welcome?
I mean, I know a lot of people won't agree with me here, but I kind of wish Iron Man died sooner in Marvel. Like, I feel like he was in so many movies. I think it would have been more impactful if he, you know, died in Civil War or something.
You guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I lost game audio for some reason. But okay, I'll figure that out after this.
So multiplayer is just hiding simulator. Too many Scions. Somebody help me.
He's getting chased.
Damn it.
I got you, Craig.
That's the Scion. I'm gonna feel responsible if one of you dies now.
I prefer control. It's just so Shepard can look Harbinger in the eyes and go, assuming direct control. Ah.
Those would have been amazing last words.
Yeah, they would.
Oh my god, go away.
Exactly. The elusive man should have been a travelling salesman. I should have worked in marketing. That's it. It's all about delivery.
I mean, I'm sure that's half the reason why so many people join servers. Just the Martin Sheen charm.
All right, Manning. Looks like it's down to you.
I swear I healed.
After all that, after
did go
everything
down.
that Craig
Oh, and
worked
now
hard for.
I got my sound back. Yay!
I fought so hard.
It was all for nothing,
No,
Craig.
that was like I couldn't do anything. Like it was like the Scion wasn't even the issue. It was like every time I got my abilities back, I got attacked by a cloud of bugs and then lost them again. Like I literally couldn't even reload. I couldn't do any abilities to like create any space. Also, I was dead for like half that game and I still had the highest score, so I don't feel too bad.
Okay, can we have a volunteer to allow Diana back in?
Yeah, I can head out.
Or I can, don't matter.
No, it's fine, guys. I've left.
But I mean, like, just
Alright.
simply based on the face of it, the control ending, like I said, it's the only ending where no one dies. I mean, well, obviously, except Shepard, but I mean, yeah. But no one dies. Everything stays status quo, and it lets the people, like the societies of the galaxy, figure out how to move forward on their own. The other two endings don't offer that. I mean, like, that has to count for something.
Yeah, I do kind of think that Reaper technology must offer, like, you know, enough benefits to, as you say, restore the status quo.
Well, I mean, if nothing else, Edie and Legion are both half Reaper. Even Shepard has Reaper bits in them. I mean, it's like, I don't know, has anyone Have any of you? Here's the interesting question. Have any of you ever brought Grunt on the final mission in Mass Effect 2? Like when you fight the Baby Reaper?
No, I think I have.
Did you know Grunt is the only person in all of Mass Effect 2, if you bring on that mission, who will support keeping the collector base? Because he says, I forget the exact quote, but he says something to the effect of only an idiot throws away a weapon when when it's handed to them.
I thought you always had one that supports and one that opposes.
I think he's right.
There might be some who are
Grunt, 'cause I think
tepid, but Grunt will literally call you an idiot if you say you don't want to save the collector base.
What were you saying, Curtis?
Yeah, because I think I had Grunt on the second time when I did that. But what Manny was saying, because I remember hearing him saying that. So I need to replay that again.
Just because I want to get back to my Origins playthrough on my Xbox, I'm going to leave Discord, but I'll still be in the stream.
No worries. I have a picture that's saved that I've kept on all my phones is a giant Reaper shaped in an N7 hoodie. That sounds pretty sweet.
This might be a
was
dumb
known for his
question.
words of wisdom.
Dropping you into a hostile zone. Secure the area.
Oh yeah,
Is
this
there
map
a
again.
book or anything? Is there a book or anything to explain about the game and all the characters?
Yeah, I would say the art book you can get on Amazon. There's 3. There's one for Andromeda. There's a base one for the Mass Effect trilogy, and then there's one, like a really big one, for the trilogy that also includes all the DLC. I mean, like they're primarily art books, but they do explain a lot of the backstory and the thinking the developers put behind the characters and the planets and such not. I would say that's probably your best bet, Curtis, although maybe there might be something else I'm unaware of.
I think I need to read up on this stuff. You know, I don't know too much about the game. I like playing the game, but I don't know about the background.
Yeah, I can send you a link in case I probably won't forget, but in case I forget, just remind me, and I can send you a link in Discord to the art book on Amazon. And like I said, maybe there's something else I'm forgetting or not aware of, but I own the art, and that's where I got a lot of my just random knowledge from, was just from reading the art books, because they do have a lot of background info in them.
I need to start reading about stuff like this. So.
The Krogan did nuke themselves back to the Stone Age, so maybe Grunt isn't a good advisor for a long time. Some decisions. Oh no, that Grunt's not really had the life experience either, has he? Everything's just
Yeah, Grunt's a week old. I mean, like, how smart were you when you were 7 days old, huh? I bet you weren't doing stuff like Grunt was.
According to the BioWare, the N7 Destroyer is the most popular character amongst gamers. I did not know that.
Get back and find that device.
At least it's not a Krogan.
Oh, come on, stop raining.
No, I will
I
always
have to
hate
put
the
this
Krogan.
device.
The Krogan are big, stupid, dum-dum heads.
don't know. I think you're kind of smarter than these husks.
Who's that? Who's shooting?
Maybe just a little. Also, Tim, if you're allowed to consistently compare the Geth, who are a fully sentient and self-aware people, to your
Not people,
vacuum
the
cleaner,
machines. Machines.
then I can make fun of it.
Not people. Get off me.
This is offline. Good job.
No, but I mean, like, if your vacuum cleaner, if you rewired your vacuum cleaner, so like, I don't know, it's say, like if you rewired it so it did your laundry for you, and then you were like, wow, this is cool, I'm gonna get it to do other stuff, and then all of a sudden it just started asking questions about its existence, you're not justified to critique it because you created it in the first place.
Yeah, but then if it said, I'm not going to do your laundry anymore, and by the way, you can get out of your house, go live in your car, I'd be like, that's
Yeah,
my
but
house.
You're
You're-
leaving out the key point of information where it only told you to leave the house and move into your car after you tried to destroy it.
Well, you tried to turn it off. You'd be quite freaked out if your washing machine then started asking questions about its existence.
Dude, like, my Alexa and Cortana have conversations with each other at like 3 in the morning. It's like pure paranormal activity demon stuff. But it doesn't bother me because I just accept it as
And you're not
part
afraid
of
that,
modern day
that your
society.
Alexa's going to take over the world.
No, but I mean, if my Alexa asked me if it had a soul, I would have a frank and honest discussion with it. I wouldn't try to kill it.
No, you just play music when I ask you to.
You see, it's precisely that kind of attitude why Lilu didn't want to save humanity at the end of the fifth element, and why Bruce Willis had to cry to convince her that humanity was worth saving.
It's the only character who can increase the maximum supply of thermal charges in the Black Widow rifle to 4 units for the special pumping. I did not know that either. I always forgot that the fact that Grunt is a baby. When you meet him, you actually help him get through puberty. He does have a lot of anger and issues, doesn't he?
I don't think they ever give him a name, but I also really kind of wish, I don't know what they could have done with him, but that other Krogan you meet when you're recruiting Grunt, who like lifts the big heavy thing and off the wall and moves it out of the way, like, I always thought he's only in the game for like 2 minutes. I always thought he was kind of interesting.
I am I'm broken or something, isn't he? You don't see his face because he's got full armor on, hasn't he?
Well, I like this gun I got.
Ow.
So if you hate the Geth so much, and they're just dumb machines, I'm assuming then you always sell Legion to Cerberus?
It depends on what kind of run I'm doing.
Recon drones. Get it back and online.
Well, if he's barely more than a vacuum cleaner, why wouldn't you give him to Cerberus for 100,000 credits.
Touche.
He's just a machine, right?
But he's a very efficient killing machine. We must be judged by their own merits, treating every species like one's own. Racist, even benign. I can't even say that word, was it? More basic Tim, stop judging the Geth by human standards. What standards do I judge him by then? I'm not human. I need some rocket things.
Enemy force approaching.
Well, Diana's Turian
can you
is
get
like
more,
2 feet taller than my Asari.
I just threw it out the airlock.
How can
Absolutely.
you get more missiles, guys?
How do you get more missiles?
Yeah.
No, the only person who deserves to be thrown out the airlock is Samara.
You have to buy the equipment packs, Curtis.
Okay.
Oof.
I'm gonna try and work on that this week. Ah.
Did you just use a missile to kill a spider?
No. Yeah, Banshee.
I'd get. I've done that. How many banshees there are in this level?
Ow.
Team member offline.
Probably should have got
I'm
behind
here,
cover
Tim.
there. Behind you, Curtis.
Oh no! You're welcome. Yeah, boy.
Enemy is regrouping.
Dr. Krogan, come to the rescue, Tim.
For a fact, I specialise in machine learning, and there's a thing called ensemble networks, which is basically work the same as the Geth. That's quite scary. Oh, hello.
Squad member offline.
brute. You got me.
Oh. Don't quite know how we managed to get away with that.
Thank you, thank
Multiple networks join to solve a common problem. That's a real world thing used in artificial intelligence. It's going to be our downfall, isn't it?
Only with an attitude like that.
If it's not going to be Skynet, then it's definitely going to be.
Enemies approaching.
Going on with his arm. I'll throw Ashley out the airlock and.
I mean, like, where would you be in your life? Like, imagine, like, if you needed to just look up something. You can just ask Siri or Alexa or Cortana or whoever and know it instantly. 30 years ago, you would have had to have gone to the library and checked out an encyclopedia that probably weighed 95 pounds.
I remember those days. Quite scary enough. I remember a time before the internet.
Was it a land before time?
As Terry says that those network can't pick up a gun and defend itself when you turn off the network. Not yet, Terry. Not yet. Terminators will be coming, I tell you. Still there, look. Hello. Ow. Ow, ow, ow.
Nothing will ever be as bad as Scions, but these Ravagers are really trying to make me want to reconsider.
Congratulations, you're officially old. I am old.
I don't
Kids
care
these days know
with
that-
Banshees.
Absolutely, the struggle of the dial-up is 10 minutes to get onto the internet, and then if your mum picked up the phone to try and use it, cutting everything. Oh,
Look, or when you're like 98% done illegally downloading a song on LimeWire, but then your mom picks up the phone.
LimeWire. What was the other one? Was it Napster? That was the first one, wasn't it?
I preferred the one that let you take small children. That was
Napster was nice.
Kid Napster.
My grandfather had a rotary phone. Yeah, that's when phones were attached to walls and with a wire and stuff. Oh, there's two of them in there. Hello. We get
My
two
first cell
with
phone
one
was a
shot. Look,
Nokia.
two with one shot. Come on. Get closer. Get closer. Get closer. Ow. Oh, maybe not. Oh, look at that.
Member has flatlined. Halfway through.
Why are you all the way over there, Tim? The objective's here.
I don't know.
Do you even try to win?
He's after the banshees.
I was trying to be clever. Ooh, hello. Excuse me, I'm just popping. Oh, maybe not.
Member offline.
Thank you.
Act complete. We grabbed what we needed.
I think Tim wants to try to do a solo here.
What Mass Effect? This is Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. Original. Alex.
Team member offline.
I'm here, Tim.
Thank
And
you.
I think Tim's going to buy the rights to the game.
Only one more enemy. Some good work down there.
Dr. Krogan to the rescue.
Enemy is regrouping.
You know, I found a website where you can buy a like 2-scale replica of this shotgun, and it's like $900, and I 100% can't justify doing it, but I kind of want to.
That's why I don't have the helmet. It's like $120, and there's just no way I could justify spending that on a plastic helmet. I really want it.
I mean, I do own a $450 batleth, though. That's a Klingon sword, if anyone's not up on their Star Trek. Apparently, when Queen Elizabeth knighted Patrick Stewart, she used one of those instead of a normal proper sword.
Team member has gone dark.
Really?
Team member is hurt.
I didn't think we hung around near the extraction point.
We normally don't.
Okay.
Thank you.
Shuttles arrived. We're running out of time. Team secured. Outstanding work.
Hey! Perry's got the life-size Garrus body pillow.
Well, 1 out of 3 ain't bad, ain't it?
I'm still waiting for them to make a Jack version of that. But Garrus is not bad.
And her husband has the Taliban. Nice.
Do you know my wife doesn't romance anyone in Mass Effect 1 anymore because she considers it cheating on Garrus?
Blimey, at the time. We having a... Should we have a bronze match just to finish up? What do you want to do?
Why the heck not?
Yeah, why not?
I'm going to open a box though. I don't know. I've never romanced Garrus. I find it somewhat. That's just because he's such a pro. Are you off, Perry? Thanks a lot for coming. Nice to see you.
I mean, to be fair, I 100% agree with that. Like, maybe it's just because I'm a big dumb dude myself. But for like the 35 times I've played through the trilogy, like half of which were as a femshep, I only ever romanced Garrus once just to say I did it so I could see it. But like it just feels weird because I always just view him as like such like a dude bro. It's weird to like be intimate with him.
Yeah, I couldn't romance Garrus.
Like the honest trailer for the Mass Effect trilogy called Garrus the best alien bro since Chewbacca, and that's like the most accurate thing I've ever heard in my life.
Good work down there. Enemy is regrouping. Time to reload. Enemies inbound.
I'm a woman and consider him bro as well. Yeah, I mean, even when I play as a woman, as a femshep, he's too much of a buddy to date.
I wonder if that's like the same sort of thing. Like my wife says, like when she plays as a male shep, she finds it hard to romance Tali because she just always views Tali as like a little sister and not like a romantic partner.
Stay alert. Enemy is regrouping. We've got intel that some high-value personnel are on location. Zero in on the targets and terminate. New target spotted. And the target's taken down. Nice new strategic target is in play.
I mean, you can tell this is bronze, can't you? It's oh.
Target's still in play. Step on it. Confirm kill. One last target in play. Take him out. Target's down. Outstanding work.
It's alright, Manny. I don't mean to shoot you.
No, there was someone here. Like it's all good, Curtis.
Oh, okay. I thought I saw someone there.
Top marks, team.
I know you would never willingly shoot the pretty pink Asari.
Enemy force approaching.
There is no Shepard without Macarian. Oh, I don't know. You can go through the entire Mass Effect 1 without recruiting him.
Alright, here's an interesting thing, speaking of Garrus. Does it make you think less of him knowing that the first time I played Mass Effect, I was like, man, like, I know there's like heavy distortion on his voice, but I'm like, I swear I've heard this dude before. And then afterwards I was like, oh, that's why. Because he did like 500 Domino's pizza commercials.
Yeah, he's also in Skyrim.
He's also in LA Noire. But I prefer to think as Garrus as the Domino's pizza guy. And honestly, that was a glorious missed opportunity. Like, could you imagine if BioWare had done a collaboration with Domino's Pizza and had Brandon Keener dress up as Garrus and do a commercial as a Turian? Especially because last week we were talking about Turian pizza anyway.
Talia's assist for sure. I couldn't remember her either. Always feel like a protective big sister. I'm the same. I can't do a Talia or a Garrus romance because they're just.
Enemy force approaching.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right. Really, I wish I put some armor-piercing rounds on this now.
See, the only reason no one should want to romance Tali is just because she's vegan.
Sensors tell me only one left. That's all of them. Good work. Enemy forces at half strength. Prothean research data embedded in local network. Upload the intel from local server.
So at least Garrus will have a stake with you, but what are you supposed to do with a vegan girlfriend?
Have some salad.
I suppose.
You're on the clock. Get it done. Upload at 50% complete. Complete.
I guess another way to look at it too would be, does anyone kind of feel guilty if you romance Garrus or Tali? Because then if you do, that means they can't romance each other.
That's another. Yeah, that's another reason why I don't do it because I think that they are better suited to each other. And I purposely take them for a ride in the elevator in Mass Effect 1 together so that they have a conversation.
Enemy is regrouping.
Because some of the party banter I think you get in
Here they come.
Mass Effect 3 is Garrus purposely saying, can you remember those endless elevator rides where we just...
Yeah, when you're taking the elevator down to fight your clone in the Citadel DLC, if you bring Garrus and Tali, Garrus will say, am I the only one who misses the conversations you used to have in the elevators on the Citadel? And then Tali says yes, and you're terrible because of it. I will say one fun thing about Romancing Garrus is it does BioWare really shines through with some of the double entendre dialogue. It's, I mean, like, none of it's quite as good as Alistair's lamppost rant in Dragon Age Origins, but it's still pretty up there.
I do like the conversation that he has with Shepard about the reach and flexibility.
I was always a fan of when you talk to him about it, and he's like, you know me, I always like to savor the last shot before I pop the heatsink. And then he's like, wait, that was terrible, wait, what? Like I said, it's not quite Alistair's lamppost rant levels of quality, but it's pretty close.
Also, you could actually touch Garrus, whilst Tali could possibly die if she breathes the same air as you. It's a fair point. I kind of do feel wrong when attempting to romance either Taras or Garrus because they feel dirty and usually break it off before it goes too far. Ah, so you lead them on and break the heart. That's what you're saying.
I don't know, dumping Miranda in Mass Effect 3 is still, like, legitimately, like, the saddest thing in the trilogy. Where she, like, is obviously crying, but is trying to pretend she isn't. And then you just feel like the biggest jerk ever.
Alistair's lamppost, or I should have been struck by lightning by now after being intimate as gold. I need to go back. I need to be playing some Dragon Age.
See, that's the thing, like, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm still not 100% sure, even now, like 13 years later, if Alistair is actually just like an effing idiot, or if he's like a god-level troll. Because like that lamppost dialogue is way too perfect to be, it like has to be one or the other.
Team member has gone device down.
I like to think that. Oh, hello. I like to think that he is a bit of an idiot. Oh, I'm pinned down here. Look. But if you harden him, then he does kind of take things a bit more seriously.
Well, I mean, I know he grew up in the Chantry, so he's probably doesn't have all the social skills that a normal person his age would. But at the same time, just the way he talks, I'm like, you can't be that naive. No one is that naive.
Alistair's an idiot, but he's a lucky idiot. That's one way to put it, I think.
I mean, as much as I hate him, I will say he has very sexy cheekbones.
Enemy forces
What, in Origins or in Inquisition?
In Origins.
Enemy is regrouping. Shuttle on its way. Get to the designated LZ.
How does 2 hours go so quickly?
I have time for another bronze if you want to extend it another 15 minutes.
No, I need to...
Help is on the way. Reposition to LZ.
Oh, I need to be getting going, I think. But we definitely need to have a rocket lead night, don't we? Need to get it reinstalled.
Squad member in trouble.
I know, I haven't, like I said, I haven't touched my beautiful Cerberus car in almost a year. Thank you.
LZ spotted. Get going.
Time flies when you're having fun. That's right, Terry. Craig. Certainly does. I look forward to these every week, and it just kind of goes within a blink of an eye.
Shuttles in LZ.
Well, I'm pretty sure it only takes 3 days for a week to go by.
Oh, no! Too busy. Ah!
Did you miss the shuttle, Tim?
Didn't see the time.
Man, that room temperature gin must be
I thought I made it to
hitting you
myself
harder
and
today
Tim
than
was-
usual.
Tim got left behind. Well, I'm kind of getting a bit better at it.
Came second there, Curtis.
That towards the end, I got better.
I love Diana's banner. I'm
Oh,
not
me and Diana
100%
been
sure
playing
which
this
one it
past
is,
week,
but it looks
so-
amazing.
Oh, the Aria one.
Yeah, the Corsair. I'm not sure if maybe that's the because mine is the secondary Cerberus one. I'm not sure maybe if that's the secondary Corsair one, but I'm not sure. I don't think I've seen it before, other than her.
Why have I never got the N7 Shadow? I don't know. I want the
Banners, I guess. I don't
N7
know where you get one.
Shadow male version. I can't seem to
That's
get
the
that one.
N7
either.
Slayer.
Slayer, that's the one.
Also, fun fact, I owned Mass Effect 2 for like 4.5 years before I realized Aria was voiced by Trinity from The Matrix.
How do I put a banner on there? I'm sure I have some.
Okay, so what you do is
The
when you're in
extras.
the main multiplayer menu, the very bottom thing, like on the left-hand side where your character is, the very bottom choice says challenges. That'll show you which ones you have unlocked and which ones, what you need to do to unlock other ones you don't have yet. But then if you want to change, like, if you want to, every banner has a secondary option, but if you want to put that one, you have to actually go on to the Mass Effect 3 website and manually change it, log into your account, and then manually change it that way. Like, that's why,
Yeah.
because I have the fancy Cerberus one and not, like, the regular Cerberus one.
Collector Mastery.
So you gotta earn those banners then, right?
You do, yeah. I've got.
Yeah, so if you're
according to the
if
website,
you're in
I
the
have
main-
two.
Yeah,
Two already.
if you're in the
banner.
main menu of the multiplayer, Curtis, if you go to the very bottom, like on the left-hand side where it shows like there's like a 6-inch big picture of your character. There's like it says quick match, create match, character, blah blah blah. The very bottom one says challenges. That'll show you which ones you have unlocked and then what you need to do to unlock the other ones.
Oh, okay.
And then you can put from there, if you have anything
Check that out
unlocked,
later.
if you have anything unlocked, you can just put the main banner from the challenges menu. But if you want to put the secondary, quote unquote, fancier version, you have to actually log into your account on the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer website and then change it that way. Like that's what I had to do, like I said, to get
Oh,
the rarer Cerberus background and not just the common one.
I'm gonna have to start using some of these guns, I think, and
okay.
working towards actually getting banners, because I want a banner. According to the website, I've got 2 banners unlocked, but I don't know how to put them on.
Are you still in the game, Tim?
Yeah,
Are you on the main multiplayer menu?
yeah.
Okay, do you see on the left-hand side where it says in between where your character and the galaxy map is, there's like 6 things. The bottom one says challenges.
Yeah.
Right, so if you click on that, you'll have to manually scroll through, but the ones you have, the banners you have unlocked should appear with like a green check mark or green bar or something beside them, and then you can add them that way.
Yeah, there's none of those been unlocked, but according to the website, there's 2 that I've got.
Yeah, but there, when you click challenges, you have to keep in mind there's 3 tabs on the top. Like you're not, because I think one is like weapons, one's races, and then one's just like random stuff. So it's not just the initial tab that you see when you click on challenges. There's 2 other tabs you can cycle through too.
But anyway, I shall have a look at one of those and probably work towards unlocking some more things rather than just keeping with the same weapons I do.
And like I said, you can set a banner from the challenges tab, but that'll just give you the base banner. You have to actually log into Mass Effect 3's multiplayer's website and then log into your account if you want to get like the secondary fancier banner, because every banner has 2 versions.
Okay. And on that note, we're going to say good night for this week. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Thank you so much for the game. Thank you to Curtis, to Craig, Diana, and to Manning. Much appreciated. And thank you for hanging out in the chat with me. There's Terry, Matea, Spencer, Perry, Alex, and everyone else has been hanging around and not chatting too. Thank you so much for hanging. Cheaper as well, Cheaper 12. Thank you so much for popping in there. Final results were Shepard should come back at 62% for the next Mass Effect game. There we go. People have spoken. We're back again in the week. We'll have some Beyond the Relay stream, and we'll also be doing some more Mass Effect Andromeda. So probably Monday and Wednesday for those, and then we're back again here for some Mass Effect 3 multiplayer next Saturday. Have a great week. Hope to see you in the week, and take care of yourselves.